What is going on, everybody? It's Weather with Jonathan here, back again with another weather forecast. And things are getting very active today, tomorrow, and in the near future and next week. So let's jump straight into the forecast. So starting off with tracking our severe storms in Texas, because we have multiple supercells tracking across Texas. This is right now 4 p.m. You can see we have multiple supercells in Texas. Now these are going to be just kind of clusters of supercells, kind of almost. And then this will grow larger into the future. Let's say, for example, look, 7 p.m. Like, they're still discrete, so they could have the potential for tornadoes. But once we head out into later into tonight, supercells become more of a dominant threat over here near the border of Mexico, near Uvalde, Texas, that area. And then later tomorrow, storms will move off, but they will become a damaging wind threat and definitely hail and flash flooding producers. We could see flash flooding because I would not be surprised if we saw a moderate risk of flash flooding. Because, I mean, look at this. I mean, look, 9 inches of rainfall down there somewhere. And look, if I just go and show you, if we can go to 48 hours out, then you guys will see the real true power of this. And yeah, so I can't, but I can sure go out this far, and it is gonna rain a lot down here, okay? Currently, we have a slight risk of flash flooding down here, but I really would expect that to get upgraded to a moderate risk. So we really got to pay attention to that. These storms are also going to be capable of flash flooding. So not just is that big nasty squall line of hail, wind, and rain, but the storms are also going to be capable of that. And speaking of storms, look at our outlook today. Two areas of slight risk that we have to monitor, one in the mid-Atlantic through the eastern U.S., and another one in central Texas, where I mentioned that we're going to have multiple discrete storms move through. And in our slight risk, we have a 15% significant for hail in Texas. So we're going to have widespread hail up to 3 inches in diameter. And we also have a 15% of hail in the eastern coast, and then a 2% tornado percent outlook for the mid-Atlantic through the east coast and the central portion of Texas. Also 15% damaging wind percentage for the mid-Atlantic region, the east coast, and central Texas. So now let's move on to tomorrow, where we have a slight risk in place for southern Texas. And guess what? It's not there anymore. It's not back up here in central Texas, and it's not in the east coast, but now it's in southern Texas. And guess what? We still have all hazards on the table, I guess. We have still a 15% percentage of hail, a 2% tornado probability, and a 15% wind outlook for that day. So now let's go over a big warm-up that's going to be happening in the West Coast. As you can see, you guys are probably like, oh yeah, it's not really warming up for much of the West. Well, look at this. Look at what we see Wednesday. Widespread 80 degrees for the entirety of California and almost 80s in southern Oregon. It's going to be like 60s and 70s up and down the West Coast, maybe even 80s in some spots. And then look, Thursday is even more miserable, 90s in California, maybe even hundreds down there in the southeastern part of California. And eventually that heat makes it all the way up to places like Portland, Oregon, and Seattle, where 80-degree temperatures could be expected. And this heat is pretty long lasting, and it's not going to go away till about finally like May. It's going to take a while, but guess what? You know what happens? You know what happens with this, K? That heat sticks around for the eastern portion of the country. You see what I mean right here? Yeah, that's a lot of heat. And you know what also is a lot of heat? Our CPC outlook, or Climate Prediction Center outlook. much above average for the 6 to 10 day outlook for the West Coast. I mean, it's almost just about just about 70 to 80 degrees above average over here in Oregon, Nevada, and Washington. Now listen, even if you're not that much above average, like let's say California or this area of the risk, you guys are still going to be getting 60s in that area, the eastern portion of this, like Idaho, Utah, Arizona, Montana. You guys will still get like 60, 70 degree weather. And in California, you could be getting 100-degree weather down here, okay? So if you guys were 70 to 80 percent above average, you guys would be getting like 110, 120 degrees right now. So you guys are lucky. And guess what? I think we could have a fire risk maybe added for the Northwest or the West. Because yes, listen, we have an elevated risk for Arizona tomorrow, but we have not been seeing a lot of precipitation happen in the West Coast. And we will continue to see that because look, it's pretty dry up here. This is where I think we could see a potential fire elevated risk for fire added up there. So thank you guys for coming and watching this video. That's all for today. I really appreciate the support, even though I haven't been getting as much views. I had a couple of videos ago, but listen, I still appreciate it. In the next video, we're going to be going over a potential tropical storm in the Gulf of Mexico. So that is something that we have to watch out for. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this video. And thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next